going on? Ran, even on my worst day. I'm twice as good as you'll ever be. And you can put that in print.
How you going? Tony Ricciardello here, back in the sports van. So I'm an oldie but a goodie.
And what was it like? This is your first real hit out in the car in what, 3 years?
Yeah, so we finished up the 2019 season at Sandown after a few engine issues. We won the championship, which was good. So I had a bit of time out, and this morning the car was, we're on wets and it was on a slick track. So look, it was fine. Made a few little mistakes here and there, but that's expected. Because I'm trying to push it a little bit as well. Have a crack in practice. If we're going to make mistakes, I'll do it then. But also, later in the second practice, we fitted the Kumos for the first time and tried to give it a longer run and see what the balance was like. So look, good to be back, and everyone's welcomed us, the team back, and really well. And just one of those things. Good to be back.
And how was it, what's your first impressions going from the handbooks to the Kumos? Is it too early to say?
Yeah, probably still a little bit early. We're still trying to find pressures and, just the setup itself. So it wasn't probably hooking up as I wanted it, but, the balance was pretty close. A few little things, plus a little bit of driving I need to work on, and just getting the rhythm of back in the car and the track and everything like that. So, there was a lot going on, but I'm pretty hard on myself and pretty critical, so I've got to really be on top of that as well to make sure that, we're not going in a direction that is the wrong direction, with tyre setup and the car setup. So we're trying to make little changes here and there, but also think long term, first time on the tyre, everyone's had probably a couple of seasons on it already, so but pretty happy to be right up the back of the Audi, with Jordan Crusoe.
Yeah, which isn't, you're not too far off, and I suppose, let's be honest, you don't come here just to make up numbers, you're here for a reason.
Yeah.
So how's that for you, being out of the car for so long with yourself? Are you allowing yourself some time to get in the rhythm, or?
Look, not really. I've got to be, you got to be critical on yourself. You got to improve what you're lacking. So if I'm lacking something in the car, I've got to work on it. And if I have expectations that are up here, and I'm down halfway, 50%, I should be at 90%. Then that's what it is. So I've got to just be hard on myself, and that's how it drives myself and drives the team. And so really, if we're not critical at the start, then we'll bring in bad habits. So make sure that the driving's correct, and the rhythm, the position of the car on the track, getting used to a lot of some new faces in the category as well. So there's a lot going on, and we've only got 2 practice sessions and really qualifying before the races get going. But we've got to be smart about it. We've got to be we've got to think long term, and really work on not just our right speed, but work on making sure that we look after the tyre the right way, because certain guys are going to struggle 5-10 laps in. It's one of those things. We've just got to make sure that we've got every box ticked.
Yeah. And so over the off season, has there been much refreshment or updates on the car? It's obviously an iconic car that everyone gets very excited about.
Yeah.
What sort of stage is it at now compared to, say, 3 years ago?
Yeah, look, we're always doing little things. Obviously the car's, well tuned for different aspects. But when you come to a track like Winton, we haven't been here since 2016. The surface has changed. The layout's changed a little bit in turns 3 and 4. The curving's changed. There's a lot of things that you've changed. So even though we've made changes in the car, we've got to weigh up whether it's the car the changes in the car, or it's the track or the conditions. So we've got to make sure that we're not jumping to conclusions. We may put in some of the older spec stuff just to see, and then we can write that out. So yeah, that wasn't the issue. Good with the driving. So there's a lot of things that we just need to make sure that, especially in the car, the changes aren't going to be big changes, but they're ones that we would have done to improve. But now we've got another tyre, so we've got to make sure that that change may not work with this tyre. So it's going to be a little bit of backward and forth going on. and obviously we need to be looking towards a championship, obviously. So there's a lot going on.
And I suppose the final thing that I get asked a lot about, and there's a lot of talk about, I know that you're probably not going to tell us too much, and a lot's happened since 2019, but last time I asked you about the new car that you potentially are looking at building, is that still sort of at the same stage? It's still more on the drawing table, so to speak?
Like there's a lot of things that we've been learning on the Alpha, right? So we might, there's no point us designing something and then getting it on the car, and then 6 months time we're going to remake it. Like R&D for us is in the background, and obviously we've got a car that we can do a lot of R&D on, and design, even all the stuffs in the engine. This engine was supposed to be for that car, so then now we're doing little upgrades for that, and then obviously we had 3 years out, but away from motorsport, there's other things in life that we need to make sure that we keep on top of. Obviously you've got family, you've got kids, and you've got friends, and you've got businesses, and all these different developments going on. So,
and your son is racing now, isn't he, in go-karts?
Yeah. So he's come from cadets, and now he's going to juniors. So that's another thing. We're going to need to change chassis for him. So.
There's a lot more in your life than back when you were in the main part of your racing career. Now you've got young sons wanting to race.
I've got another, and since 19 I've had another daughter, so I've got 4 kids. You know what I mean? So I don't mind putting more pressure on myself. We just got to make sure that we keep it enjoyable as well. And I think being away and then coming back to what we've got, people have welcomed us back, because they missed us, they missed the car, and even Jordan's missed the rivalry, and I'm sure that John has probably been the same, that he's missed that rivalry and that drive to Masters, and plus there's new faces in the category. Some old boys decided to step aside and let other young guys have a crack. So that's what we need in the category. We've got new sponsors, Precision. Obviously the big in motorsports and OE stuff. And we use them as well with our workshop and mechanical repairs. So, there's a lot of things have changed, and plus we've got new crew as well. We've got some of the older guys have, had injuries or other things happening in their life, so we've had to reset. We've got a new driver, we've got some new guys here. So, mate, if we've got to do it, we've gone full circle and we've restarted everything. So, it's pretty exciting, and I think now, being here at the weekend, I've just got to really focus on myself as a driver, and just let everything flow and make the right decisions like we have in the past, and that's where we need to follow.
Awesome. Well, I know you guys have got a lot of prep to do before qualifying. Really appreciate you chatting to us, and I know that the Sports Sedan fans will be super excited to see you back, and the internet has blown up because you're back. So welcome back, Tony. Great to have you here, and good luck over this weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Rand. Appreciate it. And all the work that during that COVID crap that we had, all the E-Series stuff that I was involved in, and yourself, and even Jordan being the E-Series champion or world champion. I'm racing against the world champion, mate. So we're gonna make sure we give him a crack. And but back to reality, we're in the real life now, so we've got to work hard, and I'll keep the pressure on him. So I really appreciate everyone else's efforts, and we've got through it. Now we're at the other side of it, and we're Sports Sedans are on the way up.
100%. Have fun.
No worries. Thanks.